you have a very good, like a core value and ethos. Is there a time where, your ethics has been tested? Is there a time when you think, oh, I should have done something else there and I feel bad? Or the opposite, did something really good and then you thought about it, maybe ethically it wasn't right, but it felt good, Anything like that happened?
So I would say probably one bit that's difficult for probably everyone in business. I can't imagine there's anyone out there who enjoys firing people. That's one of the hardest things of all, because you get to know people after a while. You get to know maybe they've got dependents, they've got kids and stuff, or maybe they've got some issues and stuff in there. So that's a bit that I think we all struggle with a lot, and it's hard. It's not easy. When you come to make that decision, it's almost out of desperation. I think that this can't continue, this situation. And maybe it's because it's bad for the business, or even worse, it's bad for the rest of the team and it's toxic. So you have to do what you have to do. It's never easy. You can't really look back and regret stuff, though. You have to look forward. We're going in that direction. That stuff back there, you look behind you too much, you walk into a lamppost, as I always say. So I tend to not dwell on the past too much. I'm only going to crash at the speed I like to travel at in business and stuff. So,
do you have like an example in your head where you're almost at that point of you're thinking, I'm going to have to, lay this person off, or there's any time along that path where you thought, oh, and you were able to change that person's perspective, or being able to train them differently, and they actually then blossomed into something, that helped the company?
Yeah, so there have been examples where I would call it, someone's been salvaged, as I would call it, turned from the brink, where they were headed in a certain direction, and I was able to work with them and get them turned around. And you know what? A lot of this stuff isn't to do with their work. It's not to do with interpersonal relationships in business. It's to do with stuff outside of it. It's to do with, how their childhood impacted upon them, how they've got through life, tragedies that have happened. We've all got a journey and a story to tell, and that's having an impact on their professional life. And so you're nearly helping them on a personal level. It doesn't always work though, but I still want to try, because if I try and I put in an effort for someone, take them out for lunch and have those chats and try and steer their life in a better direction. Maybe someone's coming in late a lot of the time, or a lot of Monday sicknesses and stuff, and you can just see a bit of a whiskey nose developing or something like that, and you're trying to have that conversation, you really want to give it your all. I do anyway. And because if you do then have to make that tough decision at the end of it, where this isn't going to work, your conscience is clear, because I still need to be able to sleep at night. I need to be able to sleep sound at night and know that I gave it everything. I couldn't have done any more for that person. I tried my best, had the chats, had the conversations, took them out for lunch, tried to guide them. And some people will respond and listen and make fast and aggressive and real change and turn it around, and some people can't. They're not ready for it just yet. Had actually one person, and if he's watching this, I know he'll not mind me saying this. Obviously, his name is anonymous. But he's had a very rough journey in life, and we had the chats maybe a little too late, if I could be honest about that and say that I didn't identify his needs soon enough, and that's on me. And if he's listening, I apologise to him. But he exited the company, and he actually messaged me a while later and said it was the best thing ever happened to him, because he needed to hit rock bottom and really realise that he needed to drastically change his life. And if he had never have done that, he never would have made the change and turned things around. So hope, touch wood, if he's out there watching, that things are on the up for him. Very capable person, and capable of achieving anything that he had set his mind to, anything. There's nothing this guy couldn't do. But just there was that stuff in the background, the mindset stuff, the mental health stuff, and definitely a tough paper around he's had, not his fault. But that one was like, I failed him, just didn't identify it soon enough, I think.